It's not like the people, like the general public would think, and that's important. I mean, especially for potential jurors. You want to be aware that there's another side of these things. And that's where defense attorneys really come in. You know, you're a defense attorney. You better have your oppositional expert. You can't just allow the government to put theirs on and then you're going to cross him. That's not going to fly. You better get ready and have your expert and a one with massive credentials that can show and can prove and can testify how flawed cell sites can be. You have to poke holes in it. You have to show the reality of it. And, you know, those are a lot of the topics we're going to be covering. I mean, different things that the general public isn't aware of, that once you get involved in the system and you're going through these things, you wouldn't believe it. You know, the average person would say, oh, they can't do this. The government can't do that. And they can. And I'm not saying, I have a different outlook on things. That's, their job. I'm not bashing it. I have maybe my own personal beliefs on certain things, but the bottom line is if you're a prosecutor, you're in law enforcement, there's no problem with that. That's your job. That's what you're looking to do. I mean, that's, what you get paid to do. In your mind, you're putting bad guys away. And that's how it goes. But here's where I get a little bit of a problem with it. When things are done unethically, when lies are done to create cases, when they use poor witnesses of horrible character, witnesses who are known compulsive liars, and they bring them forward, or who have terrible habits, terrible records as far as crimes they commit, horrendous acts, and they're putting these witnesses on as if they're choir boys, and as if what they say is gospel, and everything that comes out of the mouth is truth. If you're going to investigate a case, you're going to put your time into the case, you're the government. You have endless resources. You have endless staff. You have endless ability. Just do it the right way. That's really how it should be done. Just make it a bit of a level playing field. What's good for one side should be good for the other side. One topic that always bothered me on that in general terms is when you get some of these witnesses, a lot of times the judges will limit what the defense is allowed to ask about regarding their background. A lot of these witnesses are bad people. And I have no problem with the sense of the concept, okay, you want to be a witness. My personal views on it may be something different, to look in the mirror and to basically say, okay, I'm going to tell on somebody else because I don't want to be accountable for my own actions. So I'm going to put the blame. To me, that's a lack of conscience. I mean, that's just the way I personally feel about it. But put that aside. One thing has nothing to do with the other. You want to be a witness, okay. You want to tell what happened, fine. You must tell the truth, though. It's when you start lying and you start tailoring your supposed testimony to fit a false narrative that's been created. That's a problem. That's deceitful. And an honest prosecutor or, an honest U.S. attorney, they see these things, they should really, do something about it. Like, this guy isn't who he says he is. This guy is telling lies. This guy is breaking laws. You have the witnesses that are part of the witness protection program. But yet when you dig in, they're breaking all kinds of laws, and you're not allowed to bring a lot of that out during trial. You can't set the tone on credibility so the juror understands who is this person in front of me testifying. But yet on the flip side of the coin, the government is allowed to go into your client's history. So now if you have a client who had some, poor times in their life where maybe they made bad choices, but they paid their sins, they paid for their sins, they went, they did their time, they came out, they tried to make a new run at life, tried to change things, that past is always going to haunt them. The government's allowed to bring that out. They're allowed to talk about it. They're allowed to say the things you did. Now, just logically and commonsensically, how does that make any sense?